What's going on, everyone? I'm back from the video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how you can grind this NBA Awards promo and how you can get all these different masters like the Key Rookie of the Year nominees, the Defensive Player of the Year nominees, and the Sixth Man, Most Improved Player, and Coach of the Year, and the best of all, the MVP nominees. So we got this 106 Paul George, 106 Giannis, and 106 James Harden, all looking amazing if you look at the stats. And it's funny how Paul George has in the paint and Giannis doesn't, but I think what they did is EA knows that people like the buzzer beater the most, or clutch, so they gave Giannis the buzzer beater because he is the best card in the whole entire thing, and he's the hardest to get. You have to get all the way up to 182,000 to get the MVP award nominee. And then, so, he's the best, and since he actually got the MVP, that's why they made him the best card. So they gave him buzzer beater, and then they gave James Harden, because he was the second closest to getting MVP, I think, 3-point clutch, and it makes sense for James Harden. And then they gave Paul George in the paint, because he was the farthest away from actually winning MVP, so I think they gave him the worst special ability for that reason. But we have so much going on in the game, too. We have this fantasy expansion draft that has to do with next season and keeping players and stuff. So in my next video, I will probably be doing this same thing, but for the fantasy expansion draft, showing you guys how that works and how you can do good in that. Also, we got this Kawhi, the 110 overall Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard. This is what I've saved my coins for. See, I have 21,326,000, and I'm over 20 million now because Ja Morant sold. He did not sell the first time that you saw me sell him in my Ja Morant gameplay video, and then he got so much cheaper over that time. I ended up only getting him to sell for 2,750,000. Right now, let's check out his price. So I lost about $1 million there. I could have made $1 million more. Right now, he's going for around 2,500,000. Yeah, 2,600,000. He's not getting much cheaper now, but do not, if any of you are in the same situation as me, do not let that Don't let that make you think, okay, I have to buy him now before he gets more expensive again. No. I've learned this from playing. The cards do not get more expensive no matter what. Right now, they might get 100,000 more expensive, but then in 2 weeks, that Ja Morant's going to be under 2 mil. I'm saying it. You can, of course, I may be wrong, but it is very likely that in 2 weeks he's going to be lower because there's going to be 108 overalls, 107 overalls. That card, we're so crazy about it now. Everyone wants it. But in 2 weeks, there's going to be better cards. We're not going to want it. And it happens with every card. Like now, you can get the 104 Bradley Beal from the Second Chance promo for 600,000. It's before he was more expensive, but it's guaranteed that as the season goes on, every card will get cheaper. So Ja Morant, right now he may not, but he is going to. So I'm going to keep waiting. And once he gets below 2 mil, I'll probably buy him back. And then I will have made around 500,000. So that's just another thing that you guys can look to do in promos to make coins. But then things like that have gotten me up to 20 million coins now pay off because I was waiting for the card like this. The 110 overall Kawhi Leonard. He's so insane. 108 mid-range, 106 3-point shot, 108 speed, 107 agility, 105 dunking. Like, he's such a great card. And 104 on-ball defense, 104 steal. Then 109 contested shot, 107 dribbling, so we won't get it stolen from him. Then that's what I save my coins for, guys. I am going to make sure to get him. So we have, and then the last thing we have that's new in this game is this Steph Curry now. You can get him up to a 106 overall like your Joel Embiid with the 3-point clutch. So it's hard to say now, do I keep going for Joel Embiid or do I upgrade Curry? And here's what I think. Both give extraordinary boosts, and I would like to have a 105 Steph Curry so that I can keep him in for boosts. but also he doesn't bring my overall down. So here's what I'm going to do. Keep going with the MB because I need a center. That Magic Johnson is okay. He's not really that good, though. This Joel Embiid would be great. Let's just look at his stats. It's been a while. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty good. They're not insane, but they're good. I wish he had higher three-point shot. 96 is okay, though, still. So here's my plan. Get the 106 Joel Embiid. Then do not go for the one within the paint. Start trying to upgrade my Steph Curry. I can complete the 105 Steph Curry if I have 50 rush elites because I have the 104. So there's everything new, and now the main thing of this video is to go over the NBA Awards promo. So I'm going to go over that first, and if I have time, the Kawhi Leonard and the Steph Curry, how to get those. Depending on how much time I have, I'll go over those two. And then in my next video, whatever I didn't go over, I'll go over, and I'll do the fantasy expansion draft. So now here we go. Let's compare these masters. See, well, I already compared them, so I'm not going to waste the time. Paul George and Giannis. I compare the 6 stats if you don't know, because those always seem to be the most accurate. So, Paul George and Giannis tied 3-3. James Harden, I think, beat Giannis 3-2. They tied him one stat. And then Paul George tied James Harden, if I remember correctly. So, if I had to choose best to worst based off of stats, it would go Giannis. No, not Giannis. Harden, then probably Giannis, and then Paul George, based off of stats. But my guess, it's going to go what you would think. Giannis is really the best, then James Harden, then Paul George. I think those are actually how it goes, but from stats, James Harden's the best. But they're all good still. Don't just think Giannis or Paul George is bad because of stats. So we have the point system, where you gain points from doing live events and things, other things in the game. As you get more and more points, you get rewards. So you get Elevate, a 91 Kevin Huerter, who gets plus 10% MVP votes. So let me show you guys that. We got this lineup. You get these players for free. They're not auctionable, but you can get new players from the promo, like the, and coaches actually. You can get, but like players like this Kevin Huerter that give, he's a booster, meaning he gives plus 10% to your votes. So if you complete an event, you'll get 10% more votes. So I recommend once you get Kevin Huerter, make sure to put him in your lineup immediately for those votes. And you can just put all your NBA Awards players in that lineup. Then you'll get, what's that too? Oh, at 6,000 you get 500. This, you can get fantasy points from this. So for the draft, you collect points. Draft points, it's called. Because we're going to have a fantasy draft, you can get some draft points from the NBA Awards promo. Like you get 500 when you get 6,000 points. Then it keeps going until eventually you get at 34,000 you get to select a platinum, you get 3 100 pluses, and you get shoes. Then you get a Paul George once you get to 46,000. Once you get to 46,000, you can get the first NBA MVP nominee, Paul George. And then next, the second best nominee, James Harden, you get at 121,000 points. And then keep going until you get to the 106 Giannis, which is the best MVP award nominee. But do not expect to get this Giannis because it is so hard to get 182,000 in 7 days. That's insane. Just to get the James Harden, which I hope to get, this Paul George is nice. I'll be happy with Paul George. That'll be great, but I think James Harden is better, and he gives 3-point clutch, so I'd rather have Harden. Even though I have Dwayne Wade, I would just sell Dwayne. I might, move Dwayne Wade to the bench or sell Dwayne Wade and get a cheaper player that gives good boosts. So there's the points and the awards. That's how you get your MVPs. Then, here's the Blitz events you have. You have one for each award. The Coach of the Year event, Most Improved Player, Sixth Man of the Year, Defensive, and Rookie of the Year. Blitz event. So, the coaches will give boost to your MVP votes. You can put them into your NBA Awards lineup. That would be good to use because you're going to be using that lineup, and it will give you more votes. Make sure to put it in. And you can get a coach and put it in your NBA lineup, which I would do just while the promo's out. For these next 7 days, once you get a coach, keep it in that lineup. And then we have the most improved player. These are elevate players, meaning, and it makes sense because they are most improved, so you can get them better and better. So 90 overall, you can put them in your lineup and then use elevate tokens to get them higher and higher overall. Then we have the next best players, which are 102 overall 6-man nominees. And they actually have +6 boost to your team. So if your team is not like 106, say you have a 103 overall team, these players would be great for your lineup. They wouldn't bring your overall down, but they would give great boosts. I'm not going to put them in my lineup because they would bring my overall down. But for someone with like a 103 overall lineup or 102, 101, get this player. It will and put it on your bench. They will help a lot, give boost to your team. And it makes sense they give +6 to something because they're 6-man, meaning the best bench players. And then we have the Defensive Player of the Year. They're 104 overall players. Giannis was a nominee, and they made him a small forward so that you could possibly get both Giannis's. And they made Paul George a shooting guard so that you could possibly get both Paul Georges. Then we have Rudy Gobert. And these all give +4 boost to your team, +4 defensive boost to your team. So Rudy gives on ball, George gets steal because he's great at getting steals, and Giannis has the +4 blocks. He gives good because he is good at blocking. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get one of these players first, and if I don't need him in my lineup, which I probably won't, I'm just going to sell him, cash out, make some coins, and then these are auctionable, right? Yeah. So then I can either buy one of these Defensive Player of the Year nominees, or I will just complete one. If I after I get a Rookie of the Year, if I can complete one, then I'll also then next go for the Defensive Player of the Year, one of them. And then from each Blitz events, you get MVP votes, which are these, the points. The points are MVP votes. As you get more MVP votes, you get the rewards. So you get these MVP votes from every event. And since the Coach of the Year and the Most Player are the worst events, the players are not the best. They only cost 25 stamina. Then the 6-man of the Year are a little bit better, so they cost 50 stamina. And then the Defensive Player of the Year are even better, and they still cost 50. And then since the Rookie of the Years are the highest overall players, 105s, it costs the most to the event, 75 stamina. And from each Blitz event, you get 10 points for that thing, for that award. So from the Coach of the Year event, you get 10 coach points. And once you get to 100 coach points, you get to pick a coach. Same for the Most Improved Player, 6-man Defensive Player, and the Rookie of the Year. You get points for that specific award, and once you get as many points as you need, like for the Rookie of the Year, you need 1,250. Once you get to that many points, you get that player. So you get one of those players. So once you get to 1,250, I'll be able to get Ayton, Doncic, or Young. And then also from each of these events, you will get MVP votes. And of the event that costs 75 stamina, I'll give you 75 MVP votes. And since the event that costs 25 stamina costs 1/3 the amount of stamina, you get 1/3 the amount of MVP votes, getting 25. So more stamina gets you more MVP votes. And each Blitz event gives you MVP votes and then points for that specific award player. And you have to get enough to get that player, as much as EA says you have to have. And also every, I think, 8 hours, the events renew, and you can do them. You can win them for your first time again. And what that will do is it will give you extra MVP votes and more rookie points on your first win. So make sure every 8 hours to do your first win, and then spend all your excess stamina on one of these events. It's depending on which player you want, on which award player you want. If you want these Elevate players, because you have a lot of Elevate tokens, go for these. Mostly do this event. So what I recommend is always doing the first win for each, and then using all your extra stamina on one of these events until you get the player. Then you can move on to another event to use your excess stamina on. Then we got the House of Highlights, where there's 5 different ones, so each one gives you MVP points for free. They're free first win events, so only do them once, and they're free. They don't cost stamina. And from each one, get MVP points, MVP votes. It's called MVP votes. And then also, if that specific, and then each specific event gives you +10 to one of the award players. So the first one, I forget, it might have given it to the Coach of the Year. And then the fourth one gives you extra, what is it? Rookie of the Year votes. Extra Rookie of the Year votes. So make sure to do all those whenever you can. Just do them once each. And then also, we have the awards warm-up. So every 8 hours it renews to, and on your first win you get extra XP and coins, but you get 500 MVP votes from this event. You can spend your what are they called? Warm-up points. From completing your flash objectives, you get warm-up points. You can spend them here, and you can choose to spend them all here or save some for the next promo. I recommend just doing a first win, so like once every day. And you can, I don't know, really, you can spend you can do one event like more than once if you want, or save it for your warm-up points. Just depends what you want to do. If you want to get farther in this promo, or save them for the next promo. And then, yeah, so there are all the events. Now you get the points and the players and all. It's a lot to go over. Now let's look at the store, look at some packs. We have the Expansion Draft Accelerator, all these specials I'm not going to buy. Then Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, you can put them into your lineups. They give boost to the amount of points you get, the amount of MVP votes you get. They're very expensive, so I wouldn't do them, but you can't. Everyone makes their own decision, so if you have that money and you don't care, then go right ahead. And not last but not least, there's one more thing after these. But we have the Coin and Red Pack always. Still expensive, 30,000 a day. We'll add up to a lot. That'll be 210,000 in total. That's not too much, but that'll have gotten you, let me see, 1,015, 30. About 10,500 points, I think. It'll get you an extra 10,500 points to do them every day. So you may, if you have the coins, you may not. I'm not sure if I'll do those or not, because 210,000 isn't too much to spend in total if I do them every day. I'll have to think about that. And then you can also go to the campaigns, Legacy campaign. These first one events just give you more MVP votes, so make sure you do all 6 eventually in the 7 days the promo is out. And last but not least, the sets. You get your MVP honors tokens from getting more and more points, and you trade them in with the player to get the player with the special ability and that gives the boost to the team. Let me show you how to get those MVP honors things, and I'll wrap up the video there. So after you get Paul George at 46,000, you get MVP honors token at 67,000, which then you use both to give him his special ability. Then after you get James Harden, you get the MVP honors thing at 145,000. And now that is it. Let's see if anyone wanted to join. 103. Now you guys see this here. I'm sorry, this guy. I know you really wanted to join, and please do not unsubscribe to my channel if any of you also do this. But I'm just going to decline him because it's a 103 overall. And look at the leagues Weaver. Well, this league actually isn't the best league. This is an easy league to win. That's why we're winning. But I've versed so many leagues that are 106 overall, 105 overall. All their lineups are 106 or 105 overall. So we need high overall teams in our league. Right now, the minimum I'll accept you as 104 overall, but soon it's going to go up to 105. So if you meet those requirements, you want to join my league, it's called Vets Gaming Ballers. And now that's going to be it for the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, because I get the best videos out just like this one whenever you guys need it. And thanks so much to everyone that has subscribed. I appreciate it. You're helping me grow my channel. I'm so close to 700. I might have already hit it. Actually, yesterday I did hit 700, but then I went down by 5 subscribers. I have no idea why. If you're one of those people, please tell me down in the comments if there's something you're mad at. If you're mad at me about something, or there's something bad in my videos that you want me to improve. I'll be happy to make them better. And let's try to hit 20 likes on this video, but that's going to be it for me. Peace out.